Hello class. In this video we will be discussing about the various case studies that we have discussed, the chapters that we have covered till now, that the forms of business organization and public and private sector organization. So in this chapter we will be discussing about all these things. This is related to basically related with chapter number 2 and chapter number 3, that is the sectors of that is the different types of sectors, that is public sector and private sector. And the another thing is that it will also consist of few questions from that previous chapter, that is your forms of business organization, but at the same time it won't this these case studies will not contain the questions from formation of company. So we will be discussing about the case studies. Case studies, what is basically a case study is all about? Case study is a statement form question that is given to you and you have to answer from that using your previous understanding. ओके जो भी आपने पहले पढ़ा है उसको यूज़ करके जब हम आगे बढ़ते हैं और हम एक कॉम्प्लेक्स प्रॉब्लम के सॉल्यूशंस को देते हैं, इंस्टेड ऑफ गिविंग डायरेक्ट क्वेश्चन टू यू दैट व्हाट डिफाइन पब्लिक सेक्टर एंटरप्राइजेज और व्हाट आर द फीचर्स ऑफ पब्लिक सेक्टर एंटरप्राइजेज, लाइक दैट वी आर नॉट आस्किंग द क्वेश्चंस लाइक दैट. वी विल बी गिविंग यू a problem question, okay, and from there you have to find out the solution, from there you have to find out the answer. Okay, so in this video we will be discussing around four questions we will be discussing, and the same type of questions will be given to you as your homework also. Okay, so welcome to the online teaching of Good Samaritan School. Okay, the first question that is being displayed on your screen is the Tata Group, founded by Jamshed G and Tata, Nauroji Tata, in 1868 as a private trading firm, presently doing business in different segments like steel, automobiles, energy, home care products, etc. These type of company, a company which is dealing in different kinds of product, is known as conglomerate. Conglomerate means a company which is basically dealing in many segments or many sector. Okay, so the group of the group is managed by professional managers appointed by the board of directors. The business group enjoy global leadership and its main motive is to earn profit and generate wealth. The group is not accountable to the public. Why the group is not accountable to the public? Because it is not a public sector company, it is a private sector company. It is, okay. So it is not accountable to public means the whole population of India or all the citizens of the country. So the first question is, hope that you got this problem. This is your problem that is being given, and now according to this statement, now few questions will be asked from you. Okay, so the very first question is the given case is referring to the working of a private sector enterprise. As discussed earlier, Tata Group, it is a Tata Group founded by a particular person, so it will be a private company, private sector company, and a private sector organization or enterprises. Okay, referring to the work of private sector enterprises, name the other sector which is also working in our mixed economy. So we have discussed that in our country is a mixed economy country which consists of both private sector and public sector enterprises. So if it is a private sector enterprises, then that means what is another form of enterprise, another type of enterprise is your public sector enterprises. So the answer will be your public sector enterprises. Okay, so answer will be your public sector enterprises. Look, you can see here it is public sector enterprise. Okay, the next question is, in the instant case, that means in the given case, the group is not accountable to the public. State to whom the group is accountable. वो बोल रहा है कि कंपनी जो है वो लोगों के लिए, लोगों के प्रति रिस्पॉन्सिबल नहीं है, वो लोगों को नहीं बताएगा, तो किसको बताएगा? वो अपने शेयर होल्डर्स को बताएगा. They will inform to their shareholders or investor or owner of the business. Private sector enterprises simply means it includes sole proprietorship, partnership, cooperative society, and private companies. Private company and public limited companies. Private limited company and public limited company. These all are the types which are owned and managed by the private group other than the government. Okay. So it is the responsibility of government companies to be accountable to the general public of the country. But for the private company, for the private enterprises, it is not necessary. They are accountable only to their investors, to their shareholders, to their owners. Okay. So the answer will be your owners. Okay. Next is your, what is the aim of the public sector enterprises? Public sector, listen, they have already spoke about private sector enterprises. Now they are talking about public sector enterprises. So what were the main objective of public sector enterprises? What is the main objective of public sector enterprises? To provide services. To provide services. Okay, government forms company on the basis to provide services. Okay, so the basic objective is to render services to the public at large. Next is, does public enterprises has freedom of operation? Oh, we missed that D point. In whose hand the management of public enterprises are entrusted? So we have gone through that public sector enterprises, and in most of the cases we have discussed only. So we were talking about the different forms of government. So as we have already discussed about all these things in the previous video, that there are the three types of public sector enterprises. Number one is your departmental undertaking. Number two is your public corporation, that is also being known as your statutory corporation. And number three is known as your government company. So in all of the cases we have discussed, we have learned that more or less it is owned, managed and organized by the board of directors appointed by the government only, by the ruling government. Whosoever is in the party in power, they will be okay. The management and control lies in the hands of board of directors having more of government representatives. Okay, so like that it is almost managed by the government enterprises, government representatives with the help of IAS officers and other government workers. Okay, the next question is, does public enterprises have freedom of operations? Do you think that if government is controlling any organization, then they will have the freedom of operation? Any form of company? No. They have, but public enterprises have freedom only in case of government company and in case of statutory corporations. But the freedom of operation is limited, is very much limited. That means we can say it is less. Next is your, are public enterprises accountable to the public? Yes, obviously yes, because they are managed by the government and government is ultimately responsible to the public. So in another way we can say that public enterprises are accountable to the general public or citizen of the country. Okay, hopefully you are getting all these things. तो हम जो क्वेश्चंस के जो आंसर देंगे वो हमें ऐसे ही देना है. These are the 5 or 6 questions and it will be of 5 marks, 6 marks only. So if you are doing these type of question very carefully, then you will be able to score full marks, because these questions comes from your understanding point of view, how much you have understood the previous topics. Otherwise you won't be able to, if you are going to mug up the merits, demerits and all these things, then you will be able to answer only the direct questions. Okay, but going through the concept will help you to answer the objective question, to answer the complicated and the complex questions, the case studies question, case based question or the problem based question. Okay, so now we will be moving to another part, that is your question number 2. Question number 2. Okay, the question number 2 starts from the same page. If you can go through this thing is, okay, just go through these things. What they are saying, that a life insurance corporation of India is a corporate autonomous body. Corporate autonomous body. You have to mark this line. Okay, it has been established by enactment of LIC Act 1956. The Act prescribes its power, duties and functions. Being a body corporate, it has separate legal entity, perpetual succession and commons in all the properties of a company, that is joint stock company. It can sue, be sued, can enter into contracts, acquire or hold property in its own name. It is wholly owned by government and entire equity capital in the government's name. It has an independent financial policy and can raise funds by borrowing from public and government. Moreover, LIC is not subject to any budgetary, accounting and audit controls as applicable to other government departments. However, it is fully accountable to government. Its annual report is laid on the table of Parliament every year. So, pause the video, go through the question one more time. Then you will be able to understand the question. In this question, all the features of a particular type of enterprises is being given. If you will go through the question, then you will be able to understand which type of public sector enterprises is this. And only then you will be able to answer these 5 questions. Okay. So the very first question is, name that type of public enterprises which is brought into existence by special act of parliament. ऐसी कौन सी कंपनी है जो पार्लियामेंट के स्पेशल एक्ट के थ्रू आता है? That is your statutory corporation. So in this case it has come by an act of parliament, by a separate act. So it is known as your statutory corporation. LIC is your statutory corporation. Okay. Number 2, who defines the power, functions, rules and regulations of the corporation? Obviously, it has been established by the parliament as a statutory corporation. The government will not decide, neither the Companies Act will decide. Who will decide? Only the parliament or the act of parliament will decide. Only the act of parliament will decide. Which act of parliament will decide? LIC, enactment of LIC Act 1956 will decide about its features and rules, powers, regulations, etc. Okay, and motive, objective for everything. This rule, will be your defining institution for LIC. Okay, the next is your, does corporation have its own separate identity? Yes, separate legal entity. When you have just gone through this thing, you must have noticed that being a body corporate, it has separate legal entity, perpetual succession and common seal. It can be sued, can enter into contracts, acquire property in its own name. अपने नाम में कौन कर सकता है? Who can go through all these things in its own name, who have this separate legal entity? Okay, so we can say that yes, they do have separate legal entity. Next is, are these corporations subjected to the accounting or audit procedure like government departments? No. The answer is no. These corporations subjected to accounting or audit procedure like government department? No. Not like government department. Not like government department, but in some another way. Because they are different from the government departments. Even statutory corporation, then departmental undertaking and government company, they all are or managed by the government only with the help of their representatives, but their nature differs from one another. So the same thing will not apply to the statutory corporation. Okay. Next is, how is the corporation able to enjoy high degree of operational flexibility? High degree of operational flexibility. Why? As it is free from government. Exactly, not that much free, but it has been enacted by the Act of Parliament. So the Parliament, it is responsible to the, or it will work according to the guidelines prescribed by the Parliament, not by the government. So it enjoy high degree of freedom as compared to departmental undertaking. As compared to departmental undertaking, and it is free from other government, whosoever is controlling or whosoever is in power, their rules and regulations. Okay. Then why does government interfere in the financial matter of these corporations? Why does not government interfere in the financial matters of these corporations? Because these organizations are independently financed and that is why does not interfere in the financial matter. These organizations are independently financed. That is why they are generally does not interfere. That is why government generally do not interfere in the management of the company. Okay, hope you are getting all these things. Okay, the next question is this one. Bharat Heavy Electrical Limited BHEL, Steel Authority of India SAIL, being government companies, provides goods and services at reasonable prices to the public at large. Majority of the shares are held by the government. It is registered under the Companies Act 2013 and thus poses all the characteristics of a company like separate legal entity, perpetual succession and a common seal. It can sue and be sued, enter into contracts and acquire property in its own name. The board is appointed by the government and its shareholders and is responsible for its efficient management. The company prepares its annual report and submit it to the appropriate authorities. So they are talking about, guess what type of company it is? It is a public sector enterprises and government company, because most of the shares are held by the government. Majority of the shares are held by, and they are registered under Companies Act 2013. They are not enacted by an act of parliament. Okay, so we need to be clear about all these things. Then only we can understand the question and we can proceed with the problem part. Okay, so the first question is, which legislation of Parliament governs the establishment and functioning of these companies? So it is governed, its establishment and functioning is governed by Companies Act 2013 or any of the Companies Act which was previously was in existence, but for now it is Companies Act 2013. Okay. Next here, who is the major shareholder and has full control over the management of these companies? Major shareholder, government is your major shareholder. That is why government is your major shareholder. That is why government has the full control over the management of this company. Okay, if the majority of shareholder is let's say the public, let's say I am the majority shareholder, then it will be a private enterprise because I don't have any relationship with the government. Next, D point is C point, how much paid up capital is held by the government in these companies? Paid up capital we are talking about. So don't get confused that paid up capital means amount. No, we won't talk about the amount. We will talk about the percentage of shares. We will talk about the percentage of shares. So at least 51% of shares must be held by the government in order to classify this BHEL and SAIL as a government organization. Okay, government company, not government organ, government company. Okay, next, इन हुज नेम आर द शेयर्स ऑफ दिस कंपनी परचेज्ड, ये इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन है, ऐसे में किसके नाम पे परचेज किया जाएगा, द प्रेसिडेंट ऑफ इंडिया, किसके नाम पे किया जाएगा, प्रेसिडेंट ऑफ इंडिया, सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन है, याद रखना है इस चीज को, प्रेसिडेंट ऑफ इंडिया के नाम पे परचेज किया जाता है, ठीक है। गवर्नमेंट कंपनीज के जितने भी शेयर्स होंगे किसके नाम पे परचेज किया जाएगा, प्रेसिडेंट ऑफ इंडिया के नाम पे परचेज किया जाएगा। एंड हाउ आर एम्प्लॉयज ऑफ दिस कंपनी अपॉइंटेड, हाउ आर एम्प्लॉयज ऑफ दिस कंपनीज आर अपॉइंटेड, according to the memorandum and article of association, whatsoever is the process given in that article of association or memorandum of association, according to that only the employees of these companies are appointed. Okay, these companies are also considered as your semi government organization, semi government organization, it is government company but not fully government company. Okay, how does the companies obtain its fund, company obtain its fund from either from the government or from the private shareholdings, or it can raise funds through capital market. For example, State Bank of India, State Bank of India is a government company because most of the shares are held by the government in the name of president, but I can also buy the share in that company, and this company can also raise funds through general public, but up to the extent of 49% only, not more than that, because if it crosses 49% then the public it won't be considered as your government company. Okay, so I hope that these three questions will make you more clearer about the concept of government company, public or that is public corporation or statutory corporations, and departmental undertaking. So go through all these questions. I will be sharing the PDF of this question with you, so you can easily go through this question, and in case of any doubt you can contact me anytime.